Trying to set this up, see how this works. I don't know what's going on with this. So we just leave that alone. Just leave that alone there. Let's see what happened with this. Give me a second, guys. Just give me a second. Okay. Let's get down to the business. Let's get down to business. 1 minute wasted your time. 1 minute. Okay. If you guys haven't yet, please, and I emphasize please go over to sportssavvymagazine.com and pull up a article that I wrote that's titled 3 Reasons Why NBA Stars Do Not Come to New York. And in that article, right, I stated the first reason why NBA stars don't come to New York and play is the media. And once again, New York media strikes again. I'll say it again. Once again, New York media strikes again. Okay, we all know that Tibbs just got fired. We all know that the Knicks is in the hunt for a new coach. So, like, the New York media just immediately just went out there and just started throwing all type of names out there. And 2 of the names that they threw out there was Udoka and also Jason Kidd. So first thing first, ladies and gentlemen, first thing first. Please explain to me how or where does the New York media get this information from? That's the first thing I want to know. Where do they get this stuff from? I mean, do you think that the Knicks organization actually calls the media and say, hey, media, we just want you guys to know that we going after 2 coaches that's currently under contract. Now go report it. Do you think they do that? Like, first thing first, where do you get this information from? See, this is the problem with New York media. If they don't know something, they'll make it up. And this is part of the reason, a large part of the reason why people do not, and I repeat, they do not want to come to New York. And I'm emphasizing stars. I mean, they get some role players to come out here. But in terms of stars, New York has failed to do that. I mean, Stoudemire, that's about the biggest star that they got. And we all know that they got Stoudemire because they agreed to pay him $100 million, and there is no other team out here willing to pay that amount of money for him to come. Because it's sickening. It's sickening. This media in New York is sickening. Like I said, if they don't know something, they will make it up. And they're okay with that. They're perfectly okay with making something up. So now they're saying they're going after Udoka. They're going after Jason Kidd. Both of these coaches are under contract. How? How do they do that? And then on the flip side of things, why? Why would these guys want to come to New York? I mean, maybe New York is going to pay them exceptionally well. But outside of that, Who wants to deal with this New York City media? It's a media that's built their whole platform on lies. Where do you guys get this information from? I am extremely curious to know where you get this information from. David threw Jay Wright name in there. Threw Jay Wright name in there. They're going after Jay Wright. Didn't Jay Wright, didn't he retire? I think he retired, ladies and gentlemen. They are, and not just that. Jay Wright is a college coach. He's never coached NBA. He's never coached NBA. And since he won 2 titles in college with Brunson and them, this is the way the New York media thinks. Oh, he won 2 titles with Brunson and them in college. You know, this is what they think. So they think that that translated to him coming to the NBA and winning a championship in the NBA. This is what they think. You won 2 titles in college. And the way the New York media thinks, oh, that'd be a good hire. Until it don't work. And that's what the New York media is all about, ladies and gentlemen. That's what they're all about. They do things, and it's always a good idea. Or they say things. Let me rephrase that. They say things, and they think the things that they're saying is good until it don't work. And I'm going on record, and I'm saying the media, New York City media, is one of the main reasons why stars do not come to New York. Nobody wants to deal with that. Nobody wants to deal with a media that they love you as long as you're playing well and the team is winning. But then on the same note, you go on a 3, you go on a 5-game losing streak. The same reporter that said they love you and how great of a player you was, he's saying how the team need to trade you. They got it all in the paper. They're talking about trading Cat now. They're talking about trading Cat now. This is how this media is set up. They're talking about trading Cat. Who trades a guy that averaged like 24 and 12 in the playoffs? And then they'll go and they'll find something. Trust me, they will find something. It doesn't matter what you do. They will find something. So what they find? They said, he wasn't coming out. He didn't play good enough defense. Really? Because the game I was seeing, the Indiana Knicks game I was watching, Indiana guards was cooking the Knicks guards. However, since Brunson have hit XYZ amount of big shots, the media gonna let him off the hook. And they're going to use somebody else as the scapegoat. They're not going to say, or no one's going to talk about the series that Newsmith had. They're not going to talk about the series that Halliburton had. They're going to talk about that. You're just going to go, you're going to find a scapegoat, you're going to point the finger at that scapegoat, and you're going to say, this is the problem. And this is how New York City media rolls. And then they have the audacity to be arrogant. This media has the audacity to be arrogant as if the New York Knicks organization is accustomed to winning. You haven't been to the Eastern Conference Finals in 25 years. Why all of a sudden you guys acting like, oh, we made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Tibbs didn't do a good enough job. Let's relieve him. Since when New York been winners? I've never seen them win a championship. You guys see this gray? You see this gray around here? I've never seen the New York Knicks win a championship. I see them lose too. I see them lose the championship against Houston Rockets in '94, and I seen them get demolished in 99 by San Antonio Spurs. So now all of a sudden we want to act like, oh, we're used to something. No, baseball maybe, but basketball, New York don't win in basketball. So you guys can say what you want to say. We live in a Mecca. Madison Square Garden is the Mecca. Okay, well, that means nothing. Back to this coaching search. Back to this coaching search. First thing first, man. New York media, please stop connecting this team with coaches that's under contract. That is tacky. You're attaching yourself to two coaches, both under contract. And then the $1 million question, let's look at a guy like Udoka. Why would he want to come to New York? Jason Kidd, why would he want to come to New York? It doesn't make sense. Because the first thing I'm doing is I'm giving up a place that don't have state taxes to come to somewhere that do have state taxes. I'm leaving a place that the cost of living is much cheaper for a place that the cost of living is more expensive. And I know a lot of you guys probably think, oh man, so what? They don't care about that. They millionaires. Oh, yes, they do. Just because a person's a millionaire, that don't mean that they just want to throw their money around. It doesn't work that way. Because if the same apartment that you're going to have to pay in New York for $4,000, you probably get out there in Texas for $2,000. So don't feed me just because they're a millionaire and it don't mean nothing to them, because of course it does. Because if it didn't mean anything, when you go in the store, you'll see a millionaire, he'll get a soda, just like you and I. Instead of paying the same price we pay, you'll say, hey, I'm a millionaire. Let me give you twice as much. Millionaires have historically been some of the cheapest people in the world. So with that said, why would Udoka, why would Jason Kidd want to leave a warm climate like Texas and come to New York? How much sense does that make, ladies and gentlemen? Why would they want to come somewhere that just fired a coach that went to the Eastern Conference Finals? I mean, listen, coaches, beware. You know how they say buyers beware? Coaches, beware. Because if I was a prospective coach for the New York Knicks, my brain cell would be like, well, damn, what do I need to do to keep my job? Because if you just fired a guy for getting you up to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 25 years, whew, imagine what I do to you. Imagine what you guys would do to me. That has to be the sentiment. Imagine what you guys will do to me. You just fired a guy. This guy made it to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 25 years, and you let him go. The man had 2 back-to-back seasons with 50 games. You let him go. So, new coach, what are you going to do to mold on to your job? That's the $1 million question. What can the new coach do to hold on to his job? I don't know. So, I just wanted to jump on real quick and just talk about this, man, because like I said, these New York media be capping. And it's bad because you don't even know what to believe. Reading stuff from the New York media is kind of like having a liar friend. You know how guys have a friend, but the guy's a liar or she's a liar. And then when they talk to you and they tell you things, everything they say, if it sounds far-fetched, you have to sit there and try to evaluate it. Like, let me evaluate this, man. I don't know about that. That's what it's like to be part of consuming the New York media. The lying friend. Jumping onto another article. They just posted that Several Knicks players are unhappy with Jalen Brunson's father, Rick Brunson, sitting on the bench. Now, that's kind of hard because the man is assistant coach. Where is he supposed to sit at? Is an assistant coach sitting on the bench? So they're saying that several players on the team is uncomfortable with Rick Brunson sitting on the bench. Now, this is what I mean. This is part of the drama that it comes with being part of New York. And I'm going to just keep pointing out why New York can't get stars. I'm going to keep pointing out. Here's the drama. You're talking about you got a problem with the coach, the assistant coach sitting on the bench. New York media is putting this out there. So look at this. How is the star player, Jalen Brunson, supposed to feel if he knows that his teammates have a problem with his pops sitting on the bench? This is the drama that they stir up. This media keeps something going on. It's never a dull moment. And then they have the audacity to act like it's a privilege to come to New York. It's not no damn privilege. It's not no honor to come to New York. It's a headache. That's what it is. It's a headache. It's a city full of drama. Excuse me. Let me dial that back. It's an organization full of drama. Who wants to be part of this foolishness? You got the owner not just throwing out former players. He's banning them. And let me be clear. He lifted the ban. The ban has been lifted. I don't know who lifted it, but Charles Oakley I'm talking about. If you don't know I'm talking about Charles Oakley. Charles Oakley is now allowed to go back to the Garden. However, Oakley, he got a lawsuit in. So he said he ain't coming back because I got a lawsuit in. I'm not trying to jeopardize my lawsuits. So Oak Tree said, I'm good on that. But it's always some drama around this organization. Like I said, why? And I'm asking you guys this. Why? Why couldn't the Knicks just have the season that they had and say, okay, the better team won. The better team won. We're going to move on to the summertime, relax a little bit, and start looking to improve the team. Because when you start doing things like firing your coach, we start doing things like firing a coach, you start putting out all these rumors about who's going to be the next coach, then you just completely overshadowed what they did this year. 51 games, guys. They won 51 games. Not that many teams in the NBA won 51 games. Not that many teams won 50 more games. Let's take a look at it. We got 50 or more games. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 teams in the East. That's the Cavaliers, 164. Boston, 161. Knicks, 151. Pacers, 150. That was the East, excuse me. In the East, we had the Thunder win 68, the Rockets win 52, the Lakers win 50, the Nuggets win 50, and the Clippers win 50. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9 out of 30 teams won 50 more games. 9 out of 30 teams won 51 games. And the Knicks fans, they couldn't even enjoy this accomplishment because it gets overshadowed with rhetoric, gets overshadowed with firing a coach. Now, until they hire a new coach, it's going to be constant. Who's going to be the next coach talk? Constantly. They're gonna continue to do this until someone is finally hired. This New York media is something else, ladies and gentlemen. It's something else. And if I know this, you don't think professional athletes know this? This is why the Knicks or any team from New York is why when they do land a star, they have to overpay them. Or they have to give them the max. You're not going to get no discount to come play for the Knicks. They're not giving up no discount. No one's giving up a discount to come play for a New York-based team. Nobody does that because they understand everything that comes along with being an athlete in New York. What comes along with it? The media. You have to attack this. You have to deal with a media that's going to be lying, that's going to be putting out false rumors, that's going to talk about you like a dog if you don't play well. You have to deal with that. Then what else you have to deal with? The fans. You got a fan base that'll love you until you start losing. There's no support. No support at all. F you. You can't win. F you. Trade him. He's a bomb. Just coming from a 300-pound man, calling a professional athlete a bomb. So you have to deal with that. You got to deal with the taxes. You have to also deal with the mere fact that New York is the city that never sleeps. Look at me. I'm up 1 o'clock in the morning doing on live. 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm on live. And if I go outside to go get a soda from the store, you know how many people I walk past? It's a city that never sleeps. It's a city that's full of distractions. So if you're a professional athlete, you got all these celebrities coming to the game, and they're inviting you to all these different type of events. You got to be a strong man or woman to just stay away from the propaganda. Oh, no, I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm cool. I don't party through the season. You got to be strong. You have to be strong to be able to do that. Because if you don't, you'll get sucked up into the foolishness that's going on in New York. I'm going to the such and such party. We partied all night. Now you can't even make it on time to practice. Ask J.R. Smith. Ask J.R. Smith. When he was focused and he was in New York and he was focused, everything was well. Got that playoffs, J.R. in the club. And I'm not even going to say allegedly, Rihanna said this. The singer, Rihanna, she said this. She said he's in the club trying to push up on her and other girls. He's thirsty. That's what she said. Look it up. Google it. I don't make this stuff up. Rihanna said this, baby. And this is what happens to a lot of athletes. You have to be completely focused in New York. Completely focused. That's another reason. People don't want to come here. They don't want to come here. We got too many things wrong with the city. And then the last thing, because I could go all night. I could go all night. But then again, I don't want the whole city mad at me. I don't want anybody mad at me when I walk out. But I can go all night. The last thing. Or let me say one of the last things, right? You have the arrogance of New Yorkers in the New York media. They have the audacity to think that it's a privilege to be here. There's no parking. The city never sleeps. People are constantly walking around. Daytime, horns is blowing. Dogs are walking. There's no peace and quiet. And people have the average. Oh, I forgot. The rents are extremely high. Taxes, a little higher than most places. But I can stick to that media, guys. I'm getting off course. Excuse me. Stick to that media. New York media, you are full of it. I'll tell you now, you guys are full of it. And they do a lot of talking and a lot of speculation. And 9 out of 10, you guys are wrong.